The couple everyone calls perfect can still be privately running out of air. And the scariest part is that they may not look broken until the day one person says, "I can't do this anymore." Not because love was fake, not because someone failed a test, but because good couples can still break when they mistake looking strong for staying connected. We are going to separate a healthy-looking relationship from a relationship that is actually being maintained well. We will the small habits that barely look like crisis, but slowly make two people feel alone together. And we will land on the question that matters more than whether a couple seems perfect. They couple look like...
Every circle has a couple like this. They remember birthdays, show up together, speak respectfully in public, and seem to have the kind of marriage other people measure themselves against. So when that couple breaks, everyone asks the wrong question. What secret disaster happened? Sometimes there was no single disaster. Sometimes the story looked stable because both people became very good at functioning.
A couple can pay bills, raise children, host dinners, survive stress, and still stop meeting each other emotionally. Functioning keeps the house moving. Intimacy asks, do you still feel known here? Those are different questions. The myth says if a couple is responsible, loyal, and calm, they must be fine. Real life says responsibility can hide loneliness for years.
Relationships, why blaming one person often misses the bigger lesson. Well, good people can build a weak relationship system. The other stops asking for closeness because asking starts to feel humiliating. One becomes practical, the other becomes quiet, nobody looks cruel. But the marriage starts running on endurance instead of connection. If this is putting words to something you've seen, send it to someone who believes good couples never struggle. Sometimes a better way to relationship advice is not louder romance, but a better way to notice distance before it hardens. A relationship does not only need commitment, it needs updates. People change under pressure, grief, ambition, parenthood, aging, stress, disappointment, and private fear. And a couple can love the version of each other they married while slowly becoming strangers to when updates go on to who they are now. And assumptions take rows quietly.
Some couples are proud that they never fight, but no conflict can mean two very different things. It can mean deep trust, or it can mean one or both people have learned that honesty costs too much. Peace is not the absence of hard conversations. Peace is the confidence that hard conversations will not destroy the bond. This is the story setup hidden inside so many breakups. Someone becomes the manager of the household, the emotions, the schedule, the apologies, the family image. Someone else becomes the person who complies, withdraws, works late, or waits to be told what is wrong. Over time, partners become roles, and once a marriage becomes mostly roles, desire and tenderness have very little room to breathe.
The problem is rarely one bad night. It is the repair that never comes, the apology that stays vague, the hurt that gets minimized, the same conversation that ends with, "Can we not do this right now?" Delay becomes a pattern. The pattern becomes a personality in the relationship. Eventually, one person stops bringing pain to the table because they have learned it will leave the table unchanged.
With the best chance are not the ones who never disappoint each other. They are the ones who can return after disappointment with honesty, humility, and changed behavior. That last part matters. The pair is not just saying the right ones. It's the immersive version of the pattern, less painful than the last one. Instead of asking, "Are we okay?" ask questions that are harder to dodge. Where have you felt alone with me lately? What do you miss about us? Because you think it will not matter. These questions are not magic, but they create an opening where a good couple breaks. It does not always mean the relationship was a lie. Sometimes it means the warning lights were treated like becomes busyness or normal married life for too long. So the lesson is not to panic every time love feels difficult. The lesson is to take distance seriously before it becomes identity. A perfect marriage is a myth because people are not static, life is not gentle, and love cannot survive forever on reputation. But a responsive marriage is real. A marriage where two people keep telling the truth sooner, repairing faster, and refusing to let silence become the third partner in the room.
So the myth is not that good couples exist. They do. The myth is that goodness protects a relationship from neglect, silence, role fatigue, and unrepaired hurt. Good couples still break when they keep proving they are fine instead of admitting where they are lonely. And good couples have a chance when they stop worshiping the image of the relationship and start caring for the actual one.
If you want more conversations like this about the quiet patterns that shape love, subscribe and stay with the channel. And in the comments, answer this honestly. What is one sign a relationship is drifting that people usually ignore?
Because the goal is not to look perfect from the outside. My goal is to still feel reachable from the inside.